everyone, it's your girl Shantell with the Victory Room, and we're back today to discuss UFC 298. Now, I may try something a little different where I actually cut up this video into smaller videos just to see if it's a bit easier to watch. So if you see me in the same sweater again, don't ask too many questions. But to get started with UFC 298, of course, the biggest thing that happened was Alexander Volkanovski getting knocked out by Ilia Topuria. Wow. Now, to be fair, Ilia told us this is exactly what he planned to do and exactly what was his game plan. He told us all, he told us very confidently, and I'll be the first to admit that that is not what I expected to happen. And I wonder, and a lot of people have talked so much about the knockout itself, but I wonder, did Volkanovski foretell his own demise, right? Because he had an interview with DC where he was kind of saying like, I'm in great shape. My mind is in the right place. When I fought Islam, maybe I wasn't as disciplined as I needed to be, la-di-da. But he did say, for him to win, he'll have to catch me, with a big hook or, a big moment, something like that. And that's exactly what happened. And in addition to that, that's exactly what Topuria was saying he was going to do. So you're agreeing with Ilia that in order for you to win, you're going to have to come, out and kind of just knock me out. And the interesting thing about knockouts is that it can happen to anyone. So if your game plan is around not getting knocked out and being able to last 5 rounds, that's always going to be tough to do, especially with someone who already is showing that he's a knockout sort of like masterclass in Ilia Topuria. So I do think that words matter, and I think that your mental as you're going into the fight and even considering that possibility of being knocked out after having already been knocked out is something that I think was the biggest thing that Volkanovski had to fight about. I was talking about this with friends that to me, winning this fight for Volkanovski would be more mental than it would be physical, because obviously he's still in great shape. Obviously he still has good cardio. Obviously he's still super strong. And so coming back after that sort of knockout, which is physical, emotional, mental, against Islam Makhachev, now the question is more of, can you get past, to me, some of these mental blocks around, can it happen again? Am I, going to overthink every move because I'm trying not to be knocked out? And then we all sort of saw this prediction that Ilia had, as well as the potential that Volkanovski sort of allowed, came in, and that's exactly what happened in the fight. So that doesn't take anything away from Ilia Topuria. I think he did exactly what he said he was going to do. I'm excited, to see what his reign is going to be like. I hope it's going to be an absolute terror. He's already making comments about, I don't want to go through, any of the old guy, Yair and, Max and, some of the other ones. But he's still a new champ. There's still a lot of people for him to fight. Let me know if you actually want me to make a video on who I think he should fight next. I think there's some interesting options. But this, as much as this is a huge win for Ilia that, not everyone was expecting, at least in this fashion, it's still a huge loss for Volkanovski. And I'm still thinking that it goes back to the mental. And I think in this fight, Ilia's mental was so strong that I'm going to come in, I'm going to do this, and there was no other option. And I think for Volk, maybe there was that sort of option or that nagging sort of doubt that maybe I could potentially get knocked out. And sometimes you have to be almost delusional, I think, to continue to win in such a stunning fashion. And so I look forward to Volkanovski taking some time off. I don't think he's done. But taking some real time off, getting himself together, and, seeing where he comes up next.